Hello YouTube, this is Ash Phoenix TCG, and in this video, I'm going to go over the different types of cards in Elestrals and how they're used. So the first cards in Elestrals is your spirits, and in a game of Elestrals, your spirit cards are your most important resources. They are your health, and also the fuel that you use when playing cards and attacking your opponent. Knowing when to use your spirits and when to save them is a key strategy. There are 5 types of spirits. Most decks have a mix of different types, and the Elestrals and runes that you cast will often need specific spirits or even a combination of them. But recently, A-Drive himself has announced the 6th elemental type, which is Frost, but the Frost elemental spirit won't be available till sometime next year in set 2 of Elestrals. So, your spirits starts the game in your spirit deck, and they're used whenever you cast an Elestral or a rune card, or if you have to expend spirits. Usually in battle, you're attacking your opponent will make them expend spirits, and if they won out, then you win. Elestrals is the second type of card, and your Elestrals defend your spirits from your opponent and let you attack them back. Having strong Elestrals on your field is the key to victory. Each Elestral has its own powerful effect, as well as attack and defense stat that determines how they do in battle. An Elestral enchantment requirement shows how many spirits it needs. If your Elestral ever has fewer spirits than this, it's destroyed and goes to your underworld. And your underworld is pretty much your graveyard for your cards. If it has the right number of spirits, but they're the wrong elemental type, then it's misenchanted. It stays on the field and can still use its attack and defense in battle, but the effect it has is negated and doesn't work. An Elestral's effect is beneath its stats. Some effect starts with wind and describe an event. Those activate each time your event happens, even several times a turn. Other effects start with you can. Those can be activated once on each of your turn. A few effects don't start with either, they just declare something that's true. Those are always working as long as the Celestial is enchanted correctly. And the third type of card is your runes. Your runes unleash magic that can strengthen your Elestrals, weaken your other Elestrals, draw cards, or even directly damage your opponent. Each has an enchantment requirement just like Elestrals do. Some runes use the rainbow symbol, which is they can use any type of elemental spirits. There are 5 types of runes. Invoked and counter runes are instant, and Artifact, Divine, and Stadium runes are continuous. Instant runes has a powerful effect on the game immediately when you cast them, and then they're destroyed along with the spirits enchanting them. Counter runes are unique. They have to be set face down for a turn, but after that you can cast them on either player's turn. Continuous runes stick around after you cast them until they're destroyed, or they don't have enough spirits enchanting them. Artifacts are also destroyed if the Celestial they're empowering leaves the field for any reason. Artifact runes strengthen one of your Elestrals. Divine runes let you disenchant a spirit once per turn to channel the god's power. A Stadium rune changes the field for you and your opponent. And runes has different symbols which shows what type of runes they are. And the zones of the game is where each card is set. So each player field is broken up into specific zones. At the start of the game, your spirit deck and your main deck are put in the bottom corners of your field. The rest of the field starts out empty. In the top left of your field, there's a stadium slot. When your stadium rune goes when you cast one, only one stadium can exist at a time. If either player casts a stadium when there's already one enchanted, it gets destroyed so the new one can enter the field. So say, if you play a stadium rune and your opponent has a stadium rune in play, their stadium rune will be destroyed, that way yours can go into effect. So in the top right of your field is your underworld. That's where any card that you discard or destroy gets sent. In a face-up pile, you can look through this pile and ask to look through your opponent anytime you want it. Between those, there are 4 slots in your Elestral row. Any Elestrals that you play can go there, along with the spirits enchanting them. If all four slots are filled on your field, then you're allowed to ascend an Elestral, but not cast any new ones. So ascension is pretty much you put another spirit with that card, and then the Celestial that's there gets go to the underworld, and then you get to play a stronger Celestial. So pretty much it's like evolution in the Pokemon game. Your spirit deck goes in the bottom left of your field, and your main deck goes in the bottom right. Your main deck gets shuffled at the start of the game, and also gets shuffled anytime you search it for a card. Your spirit deck isn't shuffled. You can look through it anytime you cast a card or expand spirits or whenever you want. Between them are the 4 slots in your rune row. Any runes except Stadium that you set or cast go there, along with the spirits enchanting them. If all 4 slots are filled, then only way to cast more is with an invoke rune that allows you to take spirits from enchanted runes and replace it. Unless there's your hand, which doesn't have a place on the field, you hold it. There's no limit to the cards you can have in your hand, but still, be careful, because if you draw too many, you lose the game if your main deck runs out of cards you have to draw again. And in future videos, I'll do a gameplay of it and go more in depth how to play Elestrals. And if you haven't, please check out the Elestral Kickstarter. I'll make sure to have a link down in the description below, because there's only 60 hours left at the time I'm recording this, and it ends on Friday the 9th, 2022 at 8 p.m. EST. So if you haven't, please check it out. And if you are interested in Elestrals, you can pledge how much money you want that you're comfortable with. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel for future Elestral content that I'm going to do in the future. And I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.